when you're asking these questions about how to become successful, you got to ask it, like you got to step outside yourself and ask the question, if I was scrolling, would I click on this?
Man.
If you post covers online, this is exactly the video that you have been looking for. Jonathan Young has just taken part in a 2-hour-long interview, and I have condensed it down into 4 massive lessons for you to accelerate your growth as a YouTube cover artist. If this is the first time that we're meeting, then my name's Phil, and here at Cover Coach, it's my job to empower cover artists to unleash their talents and unlock an epic life. I just want to be sensitive to the fact that Jonathan wasn't on this interview giving tips to people wanting to be cover artists. What he was doing was sharing how he's done it, and I'm presenting it as tips. Anyway, right, on with the video. Let's go.
The only thing that I can be the best at is being the best Jonathan Young that I can be.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be the best 3 Days Grace. I'm never going to be the best Caleb Hiles. Like, and those should not be my goals. You know, my goal should not try to be the best Caleb Hiles that I can be, because Caleb Hiles is always going to be a better Caleb Hiles than I am, you know, because what makes Caleb Hiles is different than what makes me.
Yeah.
And like I think like with Ro, I think that's a really good point. I think that nobody is making Bollywood covers.
Yeah. And I think also like you can definitely maybe see like, oh, Jonathan Young, Caleb Hiles, and I like the way they go about it. You know, I like the fact they post a cover a week. I like the fact they, you know, target certain games or whatever. I like the fact they transform the song this way, blah, blah. But then you can take the idea and execute it in a completely different way.
Yeah. And like,
right.
And that's a really good point, because I think that like to that point, using Ro as an example, everybody go subscribe to Ro if you're listening.
Yeah, it's great.
Great question, Ro. Hope you're doing well, buddy. There are hundreds of kids that play metal versions of video game songs.
Yeah, God, man.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But how many people know how to make Indian, like really genuine Indian cultural music? How many people not only know how to do that, but also are passionate about video game music? There's one, and it's Ro. So like do that.
That we know of. There's certainly more, but surely I cannot think of anyone else.
Right. But that's what I mean. And like with me, one thing that helped me discover this was I used to hate having a low voice, but then I realized that that's it. I have to like there was no one else on YouTube at the time that could sing those Disney villain songs as low as I could, like the originals, because there was nobody else that like you gotta think about how many boxes are you checking, right? So in order to be in that right place at the right time, you had to have a low voice, you had to be passionate about making covers of Disney villain songs, you had to have the capability of executing it, and you have to do it. Right.
Yeah.
And I was able to corner that market, and like
Jonathan's literally just pulled out 4 things that made him be sort of in the right place, in the right time. He's created this corner of the internet where he is being him, and that is really cool. And there he is. And if you find him and you like that, then he's the only person doing it, which makes him really valuable, because he's the only one. You are also the only one who can do what you do. But what I suspect, possibly, and what Jonathan's suggesting you might like to think about is what he just came up with 4 things off the top of his head. Even if you did that 4 things, what are the 4 things that characterizes you as opposed to everybody else? Where if somebody found your little corner of the internet, they would go, oh, this person is exactly what I've been looking for. I didn't know I needed this person, but I do. And I know that what makes this cover artist who they are these things here. And I can relate to that. Have a think about that.
You're doing something very similar with like, like what if, you know, Final Fantasy music was in Mario, and like all these, there's no one else that can do Alex the way that you do, because no one else checks all those boxes. No one else is a composer who's passionate about video games and has the drive and the motivation and the resources and the execution to do this exact idea. And I think with people like Ro, with people like, you know, Caleb, any of these people, it's the exact same thing. If you can find something where you check more boxes than anybody else on that idea, run with it. To me, art is communication. You know, to me, art isn't about screaming into, and you know, we could talk about artistic philosophy for the rest of the podcast, but
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind, you know.
To me, the whole point of music, the whole point of visual art is that you and I as musicians can skillfully arrange sounds so that they make anyone feel something.
Yes!
And
yes! He's said it! The whole point of being a musician is us being able to do things with sounds in order to help people to feel something new or to enjoy feeling something old. But either way, we're taking the audience from one place to the next place. That's the whole premise of what makes us valuable as musicians and why we're doing it in the first place. Let's carry on with what John's got to say. I'm so glad that he said that.
And like, if you're just arranging sounds to pat yourself on the back that you did it,
that can be fine if you want to learn the art of like music production, but then you can't complain if no one gives a shit, right?
Right, exactly. Like that's like the thing that I see the most is these artists, they say, well, I made a song that I poured my heart into. And it's like, well, but that doesn't do anything. Like you have to make something. Yeah, it's like you have to make someone else feel something. And if you're skilled enough, you'll be able to express yourself and pour your heart into something and make your viewer or your listener feel the same way that you feel. That's the sign of a good musician. Yeah. It's not, it's not how fast you can play, in my opinion. It's not how whatever. It's not like how you dress or any of the how high you can sing, how angrily you can sing. It's about, if I want to make you feel a bittersweet happiness, can I do that? Can I play the right notes right now to make you feel that way?
Yeah.
Or maybe can I make you angrier and more resentful than any sound has ever made you feel before?
So being a musician is like having Jedi powers. Or
yes, Jedi powers. That's what we've got, guys, or that's what we're going to have. Jedi powers. Look, guys, I totally understand what it's like to have this dream of becoming an online singer, a cover artist, a musician, doing it online, and you have this dream that you've always had, where you've got, you know, fans from all over the world who know your name because they love what you do. Only when you actually come to put your stuff out there, you find that nobody really cares, and that's super hard. And I get it, and I want to help. On this channel, I make Inspire videos, which is where I unpick what the best cover artists on the platform are doing in order to be so successful in their songs. I also make opportunity videos, which is where I take a look at one of your videos in order to have a look at what you're doing really well and you need to carry on with, and also give you some opportunities to grow faster by changing something about your performance or about your technical ability. But I would just like to sort of point here to our interview. Jonathan is absolutely right. It's not about the technical ability. It's not about how quickly you can play a guitar or how angrily you can shout at the microphone. Those things are like surface level. The technical stuff is here. This is level 1. If you actually want to start being successful, you need to come off level 1 and step a level deeper into level 2. where we start to use those skills that you've got in such a way where we can create those emotions in the other people. But you won't get to these emotions at level 2 until you first got level 1. The reason for that is because your audience needs to be able to trust you. They need to trust you with their emotions. They're not going to trust somebody who's mediocre. So here at Cover Coach, it's all about smashing level 1 so that you can get down to level 2.
When you're asking these questions about how to become successful, you got to ask it, like you got to step outside yourself and ask the question, if I was scrolling, would I click on this?
Man, good.
And it doesn't, like, forget about covers, forget about Minecraft songs, forget about all this. Like, and with Ichika, it's like you see a guy in his room holding a guitar. It's only a minute long.
Yeah, you're like,
you want to see, like, you want to see what the fuck he's about to pull out.
Yeah.
You want to see what he's got. Show me what you got. And then you click on it, and he blows you away. Yeah, he blows your mind.
Yeah.
And like with me, it's when you're scrolling and you see, you know, what if Let It Go was metal from this Disney movie?
Yeah.
Like that makes a certain type of person say, I wonder. And then you click on it like that. So it's not about covers. It's about
curiosity.
It's about our
telling a story.
Yeah, it's about psychology. It's about human psychology.
And also what stands out with each guy is that on YouTube, everyone has been so focused making, like, you know, I need to create the most incredible thumbnail and title ever with the tags. And each guy is just a guitar and I miss you. And you're like, what is this? Like, it stands out because it's so...
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that sets himself apart.
Yes.
Because we have become so desensitized to clickbait thumbnails with, like, you know, like somebody up, like, and so when you see a thumbnail for a video that's literally just a guy holding a guitar and then it has the title, I miss you, like, or whatever, like the first thing that goes to your head is like, wow, what is he about to play that's going to make me feel that, you know? And that, but like, so it's not like this polarized, like, dichotomy of stuff that's clickbait and stuff that isn't clickbait. It's just psychology. It's just what is going to make you stop scrolling to click on something. And with Ichika, he captured lightning in a bottle where he, like, whether he did it on purpose or not, his genuineness and how simple the way that he presents his videos is, that works. Yeah. That format works. And so don't think about, I have to make my thumbnails look like this because that's what everybody else does. No, think about, why is the person that I want to click on this gonna click on it?
Yeah.
And if you want...
Right, so true. Why is the person who I want to click on this going to click on it? You need two things to pull that off. So in order for that to happen, you need to know who the person is, so that's your target audience. And secondly is, why should they care? And you need to be able to kind of, you need to be able to condense that into your thumbnail. And it doesn't, the thumb, as Jonathan's just been saying, the thumbnail doesn't need to be absolutely crazy in your face and sort of, you know, not just pitching the value to you, it's like selling the value to you. It doesn't have to do that. It can be authentic to you, but there still needs to be within it, according to human psychology, there needs to be something that is going to entice somebody from your audience, or somebody who is potentially going to be in your audience, going to entice them to click on it.
Want them to click on it because it's you know, doing a classic YouTube thumbnail, fine. But, like, the same works for Ichika, but in the opposite direction.
It's to be, like, from the thumbnail and title, a reason that breaks people's trance, because people are in a trance when they scroll.
I think that everybody who does covers, or if you do covers, or if you do any type of derivative content, like Minecraft songs or whatever, like original songs inspired by a famous character
fandom,
or famous video game or whatever, fandom. Yeah. Or visual artists too. I think that it's our responsibility as artists to also try to put out content that is all original and not derivative. I think that, and don't think too hard about it. Just play the game, post your covers, post your Minecraft songs, whatever you got to do to pay the bills. I understand. I'm not faulting you. But then, once a year, just sit down and make an original song and put it out. And if you don't ever think about it again, fine. But
what an absolute treat that would be for you and for your audience. That would be absolutely awesome. As Jonathan says, play the game, give people what they're used to, but with like a new, you know, your own perspective on it, your own performance of it, where your personality comes through. But also, once a year, bring out something that has never been heard before, a real true slice of you that can fit into that musical landscape and be a part of it. And fine, it probably won't get as much traction as the other stuff, but it's yours. It's truly yours.
Every now and then, you know, this is where the luck comes in. Every now and then, the right person at the right time will find that original song, and it'll be the best thing that you've ever done.
If you would like to see these concepts in action, then go ahead and watch my Inspire video reaction to Home Free's Sea Shanty medley. It's just up there. I'll see you that way. Bye.